Hello, cats and kittens. Orewa Jose, Yoroshiku. I'm here to do my first chapter review on One Piece. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a One Piece freak. I love the anime, I love the manga. It's the best thing that ever happened to me in terms of entertainment value, reading entertainment value. It's the best story that I have ever read. And I'm talking about Fantastic Four and its heydays, Spider-Man's, all the American stuff that I read, all of that, it blows everything away. One Piece is my get-off. I love it. So I'm finally going to do reviews on Thursday nights. It's 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday, actually. But anyway, I'm going to be doing reviews, so I'll give my impressions on the chapters. Hopefully I can keep this going steady on Thursdays, and then I'm going to have other content on different days. I'll outline that in a different video. But this is my first ever review. I'm following in the footsteps of my review heroes like my man Rogers Base, Sunpatch 49, King of Lightning, Sawyer 7 Mage, Boris Anime, Monkey D. Garp, all of those guys. Those are the guys that I watch. You know what I'm saying? Those are the guys that I get off on. So I'm throwing in my 2 cents. So, without further ado, my review of One Piece 843 Vinsmoke Sanji. Okay, the way I'm going to break down these reviews, at least for this first one, is going to be into specific pages or groups of pages as I see them being important. I just looking at, for instance, the first 5 pages. The first five pages are basically dedicated to Cracker's flight out of the seducing forest, where he crash lands somewhere. It looks like in the middle of downtown, maybe not too far from Mom's Chateau. But he's thrown a remarkable distance because we see that the people there comment on the fact that the intruder who did this to him, who beat him down, must be nearby, because he couldn't have possibly flown all the way from the seducing woods to this location. So Luffy sent the man flying a good distance. And to backtrack, props to Luffy and Nami for taking the man out. He is a commander of a Yonko. Now, a lot of people have issues with the fact that Luffy didn't do it himself. He's the man that's going to be Pirate King. Eventually, he has to take out a Yonko. Well, that's true, but everybody has to grow. You got to grow in spurts. And the fact that he had Nami with him to turn Cracker's biscuits soft so that he could eat them, and he used that strategy of eating the biscuits and wearing down Cracker's stamina, props to him again, because he showed ingenuity. Okay, was it a classic beatdown? No. Did he just manhandle him and toss him out of the seducing woods just by raw force? No, but he did what he had to do. What Dominique Toretto would say, a win's a win. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile. A win is a win. Al Davis, just win, baby. So props to Luffy and Nami for taking care of their business. There's that. One impression that I had was in those first 5 pages, we get either name dropped or shown 3 more potential combatants, being the 2 other commanders. What was it? Cornstarch and what was it? Smoothie. These are 2 other commanders of the 3 commanders, one of which was Cracker, who just got thrown down. And we also get 3 more ministers, Man McCheese and whoever else. I'm not terribly concerned with the ministers or whatever, but the one thing that does interest me is that anytime Oda name drops adversaries, they get a fight, usually. He doesn't just say somebody's name or bring somebody up, introduce them, what's their title, what do they do, just so they can just fade back into the background. They're going to get a fight. So my question here would be, how many undercards are we going to get in this in the Whole Cake Island saga or whatever? It can't possibly be as many. Excuse me, that's my computer there. It can't possibly be as many as Dressrosa. I hope not, because Dressrosa took a long time, and I don't really have the time to. No, I have the time. Of course, I have the time because I love One Piece and I love reading it, but not another Dressrosa. Dressrosa took a long time. It took a long time, and I don't really know. Anyway, so that was of concern to me. The other thing, the code red. Basically, there was a code red sounding, and everyone was basically told to shelter in place because Commander Cracker had been taken down apparently by an extraordinary adversary. Everybody's just told to stay into their houses, not go anywhere. My question is that because of fear of the intruder, or as we later find out that Big Mom goes on a rampage when one of her commanders is put down? So are they warning people to stay inside because Big Mom's about to go off, or is it because this guy, Straw Hat Luffy, is running around somewhere, fear for your lives, stay inside? I'm not quite sure on that, but that was an interesting point. I got my notes with me. So that was pages 1 through 5. I found that interesting in the first a few pages. Then pages 6 and 7 were basically looking at the consequences of victory. Cracker has been thrown down, that's true. But apparently, as I said, when a commander is taken down from one of Big Mom's commanders is taken down, Big Mom goes off. Apparently, we find out that the Mad Monk, Rouge, whatever his name is, he defeated one of the four. At the time, there were 4 commanders. He defeated one of them, Commander Snack. Cracker went on a rampage. Apparently, he went out to find out who did this and take them down. Apparently, and it's interesting because on the panel that shows where Cracker is taking his troops out to find out who did this, it looks like he has an armada. There's a lot of ships. So I'm thinking, is this Big Mom has like a Whitebeard situation where she got sub-commanders who have tons of ships? How deep does this crew run? Because it was a lot of ships that looked like they went out to go find out the perpetrator of this event, of this beating. And then, at the same time, Mom let loose with what Prometheus and Zeus, lightning and fire that she controls by means of her devil's fruit, I guess. So she can give people life and take life away. Plus, she got this thunder. We seen them earlier. This thundercloud and this sun that she uses to wreak havoc. She went on a rampage earlier in this arc. Again, brings the question exactly what is this woman's devil's fruit? Is it the nature know me? Is it the life know me? I don't know. What does she do? How does she do it? I'd like to take another look at her Jolly Roger and see. There might be some clues from there, but she seems to be an elemental, but at the same time she can take life. I don't know. But Mom, there are consequences to this victory. Pound tells them to flee. You know, you won this battle. You beat down Cracker, but you better get out of here because Mom is going to be coming for you. All right, so that's pages 6 and 7. Moving forward, page 8. Basically is recap. Luffy and Nami basically doing a recap of everything that's come up until that point. You know, they're looking for Sanji, such and such, and I didn't find that of much consequence, but it was, it's further in the story. That's fine. Pages 9 and 10. The only issue I have here is we have Chopper and Carrot still running from Brûlé in the mirror world. It's a good comedy relief to an extent or whatever. Chopper apparently has a plan to get out of the mirror world, and I suppose they're going to meet at the maybe where the dinner's supposed to be between the Vinsmokes and Big Mom, wherever they're going. My only issue with this is, in my mind, the weakling trio, Chopper, Usopp, and Nami, since they got into the new world, with the exception of Fishman Island, they coming up kind of weak. This is the new world. We're going up against Yonkos, we're going up against monsters, and they got to level up. I mean, Chopper's supposed to be a beast, in my mind. He studied, he learned to control Monster Point. Get a man some run. Don't have him running away from Brule. In my mind, he takes Brule out. In my mind, I mean, obviously not, but you know, you gotta level this guy up, Oda, please. That's just me. But aside from that, yeah, um, they're running away from Brule. That's all well and good. All right, moving forward. Now we get cooking. We get to page 11. Things really start popping off. Here we see Luffy finally catches Luffy and Nami and oh no, I might gotta backtrack a little bit. The Viva card. It's a little issue of the Viva card that Nami has that controls the homies. Apparently, it's so powerful. Big Mom's Viva card is so powerful that she doesn't give it out to anyone, not even her own children. Nami got the Viva card from Lola, who we suspect is one of Big Mom's children. Why does she have it? What's the nature of the relationship between Big Mom and Lola? Are they apparently they're on good terms because she gave her the Viva card, but why her and not any of her other children? I don't know. That's another head scratcher. Anyway, Luffy and Nami catch up with Sanji's carriage or carriage, whatever you want to call it. And by page 11 and 12, we have a little reunion. The look on Luffy's face in page 1 on panel 1 of page 11, juxtaposed with the look on Sanji's face on panel 4 of page 11 is beautiful. The look on Sanji's face says Kobayashi Maru. No win scenario. He did not expect to see this man. He did not expect his Nakama to come looking for him. It's not what he knows that he is in it. This is a no-win situation, worst case scenario. And this is Oda got it right in his face. You can see the look on his face is beautiful. And juxtapose that with the joy on Luffy's face. You gotta remember that he lost all his Nakama once. You know what I'm saying? He needed to know that not only was he wants to get Sanji back, but he probably, no doubt, he wanted to know that he was okay. So he finds his friend. He's like, "Yay, Sanji, I come to take you back. Like it's a done deal. I found you. Let's get out of here." Yeah, that I love that panel. I love those two panels. Panels 1 and panel 4 on page 11 were beautiful to me. Then we go over to probably my favorite page is page 13. To me, the beauty of page 13 is that we see Sanji, this master strategist. He is definitely the strategist of the Straw Hat Pirates. He's thinking, he sees Luffy, and it all comes down on him. Again, like I said, Kobayashi Maru. What do I do? And he's thinking, I gotta get out of this. I can see, in my mind, I can see Florida Evans' good times. Dang. How did it come to this? How did this happen? So he's thinking, what do I do? And then we had those panels where Luffy is explaining joyfully, this is how we came here. I came here with, I wanted to come by myself, but, I had the others come along with me, and Nami is here, and so and so. At the same time, Sanji is just thinking, he got the cuffs on his hands. If he tries to escape, they'll be blown off. He got to worry about Zeph. He got to worry about his friends being killed. All of this, he's trying to think of a way out of it, but he can't. He knows this is a no-win situation, and it just sinks in. Matter of fact, when you go from panels 1 through 5, you see the desperation, the thinking. By the time you get to panels, 7 and 9, it's like reality sets in. That's it. There's nothing I can do. You can see the tension goes out of his face, and he just kind of looks limp. He still got the little shading over his eyes, but his face, even the cigarette's a little hanging, a little limp in his mouth. He's like, this is it. There's nothing I can do. I only have one option at this point. So then we go to that fantastic page 14 that look on Luffy's face. He's got this happy, serene look on his face, but at the same time, he's got that His eyes are closed, but something's happening. Something's about to happen. He knows that. It's like he's in this blissful state, but at the same time, he's a warrior. The kick's coming. He knows something's coming anyway. He probably doesn't even imagine it's a kick. He's just that's the little or whatever, and he gets kicked out of the carriage. Okay, this is borderline betrayal at this point. Although I'm not, he's probably more confused than anything else, but he's wide open emotionally. He's wide open to this. If it had been an enemy in front of him, I mean, this man could use observation hockey. You couldn't get the drop on him. But emotionally, he's wide open to this. He doesn't see this coming at all. Sanji kicks him out of the carriage, and then he embarks on page 14 on this diatribe about how I'm Vince Smoke Sanji and you're just a peasant. He basically says everything that Cracker said that he was going to say to him, that you're a lowly pirate and he's a prince. You go back to doing your little adventures and so forth. Why would I leave behind having the lovely pudding by my side and having maid servants and men servants and all of that good stuff. And now on page 14, again, beautiful imagery. You have those first 4 panels where Luffy's got this look on his face like, what's going on? What the heck? Then you got the cruel 3 brothers, Ichi and Niji and Yonji, laughing. They don't care. They laugh at his turmoil while Reiju, or whatever his name is, you can see that she's torn. She's taking no pleasure in her brother's suffering. Then you get to that 5th panel, or the 6th panel, where you have the Vince Smoke army all basically aiming at Luffy. Luffy's in the foreground, just sitting there. And it's a beautiful panel because it's beautifully detailed. But also you get the sense that even though that army's in front of him and you say, oh, he's outnumbered, he's in danger, you get the impression that Luffy is only listening to Sanji. They might as well be the only 2 people on the panel. It's just him and Sanji, and he's listening to his boy who he's ran with for these years, who they fought with, bled with, basically tell him that he's scum. And he's, this is unbelievable. So that, again, the panel is fantastic. Then we get to the last page. It all comes to a head. Sanji basically tells, Luffy, I'm going to get rid of you and I'm going to send y'all all back where you came from. I'm going to marry so-and-so and that's it. And then next week, either we're going to get a Sanji Luffy fight or something. Personally, I'm not sure we're going to get a fight. I'm not sure if we're going to get a fight, but we're going to get something. But it's extraordinary. It's an extraordinary chapter. I love it. I love all of the little things that Oda did with this chapter. He really put a lot of emotion into it. He put a lot of weight into it. I mean, like I say, Kobayashi Maru, what is Sanji going to do? Let's say, for instance, that Luffy, he spent all that time with Rayleigh. Maybe Rayleigh taught him that whatever it is, however he got that brace off of Kami's neck back in the archipelago and snatched it off before it exploded. Maybe he learned that technique and he can get the little wrist things off of Sanji so that his hands don't explode. All right, that's good. So he doesn't have to worry about that, but he still has to worry about Zeph. He still has to worry about his crew. These people, German 66 run deep. They could probably go off and murder anybody that's connected to the crew. He has to worry about that. He's got to worry about Big Mom. They're expected at a banquet. And if they don't show up, he can't just leave. He can't just take off and say, I'm free. Let's go. Let's go back to sea. He's in a situation where he has to go through with this, and I can't see him talking Luffy into letting him go through with the marriage because he's basically being held hostage. If he tells Luffy that, it's just going to make it worse. Luffy's going to say, well, who do I have to beat up to get you out of this, essentially? We think about the back in Thriller Bark when Sanji was talking to them two underlings who saw Zolo sacrifice himself for the crew. They were going to tell everybody. Sanji said, don't do it. What do you think Luffy would do if he found out that one of his Nakama took damage for his sake? Same thing here. If Luffy finds out that Sanji's trying to protect them, he's putting on this act of dismissing his Nakama just to protect them, he's not going to leave. It's just going to make him go in even harder on whoever he has to beat down to free Sanji to go back with his crew, because they know that they're making him do this against his will. So it's a perfect setup. It's absolutely beautiful. I love where Otis brought this, and I'm curious to see how he's going to get them out of it, because it is indeed a Kobayashi Maru situation. So this chapter, depending especially on what happens next, this could go down in history as one of the biggest lead-ins to a climactic event in the history of One Piece. So I'm stoked, and I'm happy that I jumped in on this point. I hope you like my impressions of this chapter. I'm going to try to get this done a little bit cleaner next time. I got a little bit of a cold. I got the sniffles or whatever, but there's that. Anyway, that's my impressions of this chapter of One Piece, and I look forward to giving you my impressions of the next chapter next week. Until then, stay loose.
Been grilled, been chilled, been lame mentally ill, but she's a liar.